The Tour de Romandie 2021 would come down to the final day and a time trial around the streets of Fribourg, one of the cities just north of Lake Geneva. Starting in the Rue des Pilettes and leading out into town over the hills, an intermediate time check 8 kilometers in, descending back through technical roads before an uphill finish at Place Piton. Over 300 metres of climbing over the 16 kilometres and just 11 seconds separating first and second in the general classification. The early top time would be set by a Swiss, young Stefan Bissegger, in his first year as a professional, already a time trial winner at Paris-Nice, would go out and blitz the competition. 54 seconds quicker than Alexander Edmondson, and Bissegger would be in the hot seat for quite a time. Or at least until the French national champion Rémi Cavagna took to the streets. A difficult first half of the course for him, with plenty of climbing over cobbles, but a daredevil descent and then a race to the line saw him best Bissegger's time by almost 6 seconds. Van Wilder would put in one of the performances of the day, just a few hours after finishing with some of the very best in the mountains. The DSM rider one to watch for the future. Geraint Thomas started in second place in the general classification, 11 seconds behind Michael Woods, who was looking to win his first ever GC prize. Thomas, a former Tour winner, knew that he would be stronger in the time trial. The question was, could he overhaul the Canadian who would be riding for his life? The 700-metre uphill cobbled sector would provide some of the great difficulty there. That, as well as the technical sections left and right, up and down, throughout this intriguing-looking course. The weather came out to play too. Raining for a certain section on the course. Lots of wet to dry and dry to wet back into town. At the intermediate time check, things were looking really good for the Welshman. Not having won a race since the Tour de France 3 years previous, Geraint Thomas will be just ahead of Cavagna with half of the course still to ride, and things were looking pretty downbeat in the Michael Woods camp. 30 seconds down on Thomas, 20 seconds the difference at this stage in the GC. Thomas would come back into town, having taken it a little easier than we'd seen Cavagna do on the descent. And that will be reflected in the time gap. Thomas putting in a really solid ride, but also in the knowledge that Michael Woods was losing the Tour de Romandie. Thomas would win it, Cavagna would win the stage. Woods giving absolutely everything in his bid to become the first Canadian to win the race. But he would finish way down, in fact being bumped off the podium on the day. Geraint Thomas taking the win at the Tour de Romandie. Richie Porte up there in second place, moving up from 5th. And Rémi Cavagna taking his first victory of the season and looking in form just a week out from the Giro d'Italia. So Cavagna, Bissegger, Thomas, the order of the day. 17 seconds between the top three. World champion Ganna down in 10th place at 37. And a victory for the French time trial champion. The headlines in the GC, very, very good reading for the Ineos Grenadiers. Another 1-2 with Thomas winning ahead of Porte and Fausto Masnada putting in a wonderful performance, his best ever time trial to finish on the podium. Geraint Thomas, winner of a stage race again for the first time since the Tour de France in 2018. And that'll be a very strong step forward on the route to this year's Tour. At the end of the Tour de Romandie, Thomas the winner.